Chelsea Green versus Natalya Trick or Street match got super diva, super messy. Xia Li knocks out Candice Lerae. Abadon returns to AEW for her annual championship match. Shida defeats all members of the Outcasts, defeating Ruby Soho, and Lyra Valkyria shockingly defeats the Man Becky Lynch, becoming the new NXT Women's Champion. Welcome if you're entering the bell. This is DS and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly. Happy Halloween. Hope you had a spectacular weekend. I don't know if you can tell, but I was the I need my bullet, that TikTok NPC guy. Anyway, let's jump right into everything that happened in the world of women's wrestling, starting with WWE SmackDown. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, I need my bullets. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button right now. So on SmackDown, we had Shotzi going against WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Chelsea Green, following Chelsea complaining to Nick Aldis, a new SmackDown GM, about letting Shotzi host Halloween Havoc. Shotzi's acting here, by the way, was so unhinged. Like, shut up, Chelsea. I am Shotzi. I'm really different and cool and like, I'm so weird. For how random this match was, Chelsea and Shotzi made the best out of this given time. Some cool moments like leg sweep off the middle rope and beautiful missile dropkick from Chelsea, which Shotzi did a little more. But Shotzi steals a win with a surprise crux fist pin. Again, random. Like, what was this match for and why did Shotzi win against a champion, the tag team champion too? I mean, hey, if Shotzi is challenging Chelsea and Piper by teaming up with Scarlett, I'd be totally down for that. But right now, I am a bit Confucius with this whole booking. Make it make sense. Then we had returning Bianca Belair show up in another bodysuit. I'm watching you, Candice. She talks about the reason she's been out of action for 2 months, and that's because of Damage Control attacking her backstage with a steel chair, and she's now back here with the full vengeance. And then she announces her versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship match at Crown Jewel, and before that, she'll take out Bayley next week. This was a great promo. Love the passionate, fiery one from EST, but Bianca Belair versus Damage Control, this is a beat we've been dancing for like last 3 years. I'm kind of about it. But we know the Io versus Bianca match will deliver. It was so good at Puerto Rico, making Io the princess of Puerto Rico, and it will be so good at Crown Jewel too. It is kind of weird though and super unrealistic that Charlotte and Asuka are conveniently letting Bianca have this one. Like, who actually believes? I don't know. Again, SmackDown has so much potential to have really complex, dynamic storyline with multi-women interconnected, but the creative has no desire to do so, so I'm disappointed yet again. Boo! Happy Halloween! What are some of the scariest things watching wrestling? Wrestling botches, last-minute match cancellation, your favorite wrestler getting buried? Well, I think injuries are the scariest, because injuries can happen any moment and ruin everything you worked hard for. And that's when I introduce you Morgan & Morgan, the 21st century law firm that's changing the game when it comes to injury claims. And right, contacting a lawyer also sounds scary, complicated, and even unnecessary, but let me tell you, it's a must. In an unfortunate event of, say, a car accident, your first move should be calling a personal injury attorney, and no need to worry about money. With Morgan & Morgan, it won't cost you a dime unless they win you a case. Also, Morgan & Morgan made the process super easy for everyone. You can submit a claim in just 8 clicks or less. No more stuffy law offices or endless consultations. Just you, your phone, and 8 simple clicks. And yes, you can do it all on your phone. Morgan & Morgan modernized the injury law process. You can submit all the case details, sign contracts, upload documents, and even share the medical records in just few swipes. And you can text your attorney and legal team throughout your whole case. I mean, that's really cool. So remember, for unexpected events, Morgan & Morgan, with lawyers in all 50 states and over 900 lawyers, will be there for you to fight tooth and nail to get you that compensation you rightly deserve with 8 clicks or less to submit a claim. And you can submit a claim at www.forthepeople.com/ringthebell or by dialing #law. That's #529 on your phone. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan. And the Halloween episode of Raw was Diva. First, we got Xia Li versus Candice Michelle. I did not expect a Candice Michelle shout out on Raw, but yeah, it was Michael Cole who accidentally called Candice Lerae Candice Michelle, which was funny. Before the match, we got promo package for both Candice and Xia, which was a really welcome change from WWE. Both these women haven't wrestled on main WWE TV for so long, so we definitely needed something like this. And after a short match, we saw Xia land a huge kick on Candice, knocking her out, finishing the match really quickly. I mean, pretty bold decision, but I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all about Candice LeRae's supremacy. I know if given the chance to wrestle Rhea or Becky for championship or whoever, she's gonna have an absolute classic. But if the goal here is for people to notice Xia more, this knockout finish, it did the job. So I'll say stratified. Some people thought Candice was actually knocked out. So that really speaks to her selling ability because she sold the heck out of this kick. And later in the show, Xia confronts Becky during an interview, which was a really good interview by Becky, asking, what the hell, why did you lose the belt so I can't challenge you for the title? And Becky's like, we can go right now without the title, but Xia's like, I will fight on my time. So I guess Xia will get Becky's rub after all. Next match, we got Chelsea Green versus Natalya for the Halloween trick or street fight match. And guess what, guys? The Halloween costume matches are back. Hell yeah. Natalya and Chelsea said Diva, walking in here with costumes. Natty in her sexy bunny leather, everything finished with a whip. No, I like gasped when she hopped into the arena, like so sexy. And Chelsea and Piper come in dressed up as Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, which was super cute with the music. Yeah, this match was like perfect mess. Like starting out super hot with the pie to Natty's face. We'll also quickly go through a table when Chelsea accidentally goes through one. Chelsea also got all wet and wild, getting dunked into a pool of water with apples. Again, I love how diva this is. And I legit screamed when we found Nikki Cross's head on the table. It looked like it was just head because like she wasn't moving. It was all super freaky. I loved it. And Chelsea got all spooked by it. I was like, this is perfect with the pumpkin on her head. And at the end, Piper also got accidentally piped by Chelsea. But using this distraction, Chelsea hits I'm Prettier on Natty, picking up a rare win. Apparently her first singles win on WWE main roster ever, which is awesome. Oh, this was a perfect chaos. The camp, the diva I've been hungry for. I'm so satisfied. And even better, I cannot wait to see what the hell is going on with the whole tag division now, from Shotzi to Nikki, Natty, Tegan. I really like it. Also, the newest member of Raw roster is Ivy Nile, called out with the sexy Creed brothers. I'm so into Julius. And here in this match, she got a little bit of an interaction with Maxine Dupree, even German suplexing Tozawa, so that was really cool. Now, NXT Halloween Havoc Day 1 was called the Evolution 2 with whopping 5 women's matches. Let's start with the 2 no DQ matches of the night, starting with Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James in a Devil's Playground match, which was basically a no DQ falls count anywhere match with playground stuff placed around the ring. Roxanne looked awesome here in a Freddy Krueger look, and they did a really good job using the elements of the playground, from that swing to the slides. I gagged really hard when she used the pole to kick Kiana, and Kiana, as always, was so campy. She used her own laptop to attack Roxanne. Like, girl, why are you destroying your own laptop? And poor Kiana later got a huge welt form on her forehead, which started like leaking, and I'm like, ugh. The only spot was when referee was seen moving the trash can for Kiana for her to powerbomb Roxanne on it. Like, did Kiana pay you, sir? And at the end, Roxanne hits Kiana with her bag and hits Pop Rocks on the bag, winning a match. And Roxanne even shows a broken brick inside the bag, which was a cute touch. I will say that was a pretty badass match. Stratified. We then got a lights out match between Gigi Dolan and Blair Davenport. And I'm sorry, nothing's gonna top that lights out match between Wendy Chu and Tiffany Stratton. Let me preface this. Expectation I have for lights out matches are really high. But I did think Gigi's neon orange hair glowing in the dark to a point was pretty cool. But I felt like they could have used the lights out aspect a lot more. Instead, this match played more like a tables match. Love the heel heat Blair got when she removed the table, only for her to be a total tsundere and set up a table of her own at the end. Oh my god, and when she threw a chair at Gigi, that was freaking wild. And the ending was crazy when Blair puts Gigi through the table with Falcon Arrow, followed by knee strike for the win in 13-minute match, and Gigi was selling the heck out of that table spot. Poor Gigi can't catch a break since Toxic Attraction breakup, but the match was fun, so I'll say stratified. We then had 2 NXT Women's Breakout Tournament semifinal matches. First, Ariana Grace versus Kalani Jordan, with Jordan looking awesome with the Spider-Gwen inspired outfit, and this was more about Kalani's show, with her picking up the win with split-legged moonsault. This was a fun match.
Good. Not bad.
Next, we had Carmen Petrovich versus Lola Vice. This was a battle of deadly kicks. Carmen had some really impressive moments here, but I really can't get over how funny Lola is sometimes. Like that damn hip dance, whatever chance she gets. Even right after the win, it was just so goofy. But how this happened was cool. Lola ducks a kick and hits a deadly spinning kick to the head of the Carmen for the win in 4 minutes. I mean, like I said, overall, I was rooting for Ariana Grace, but this is a really strong finale match. I'm excited for it, very satisfied. And lastly, we had the main event, NXT Women's Championship Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, with Jade Cargill making her first live appearance in front of the crowd, sitting on the throne with hot bodyguards. Right off the bat, you can tell that the crowd was hot, really hot for this match from the start to the end. Like, crowd being so wild for this match, I think took this to the next level. And both Becky and Lyra were sprinting through this match, super fast paced, and I thought it was interesting that they kind of have a very similar style of moves, which before the match I was a little worried that this might end up being monotonous, but they told an incredible story with that of whatever you can do, I can do better. You can tell that Lyra closely studied Becky and did whatever she did better. And last minutes were absolutely wild. The superplex into DDT, and both of them kicking out of the spinning kick and manhandle slam with the crowd chanting holy shit. And shocking ending, Lyra turning Becky's manhandle slam into a pin for a win in 16 minutes. Spectacular match, and I was like really surprised about the title change, but I agree with the decision. I think this is a perfect chance to put Lyra to the next level. She's rubbed already by both mommy and the man, so do not let that momentum go to waste. Stratified, I still think Lyra's character and her motivations is like all over the place, hence why I kept joking that she seems slightly psychotic, but we'll see how she does as a champion. And also mad props to Becky. I mean, people were talking about her, saying that she is taking the opportunities away from the NXT girls, but look what she did. She made two people, Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria, into a total star, and she did what she could do with Tegan and Indy. Again, she really didn't have to do any of this. You don't see Brock Lesnar doing this with people. Some might say she is the biggest name, biggest star in the history of women's wrestling. So for her to be such a fighting champion and her motivation being so transparent, giving her opportunity to other people, rubbing other people that really needs them, I think was really, really noble. But yeah, I think it's time for her to get back to the prime time. And backstage, we see the tag team champions Chelsea Green and Piper Niven annoy Chase U, who just won their NXT tag team championship for no reason, prompting JC Jane and Thea Hale to challenge them for the title, saying that it's about time you defended those titles. Ain't that the truth? All right, let's move to AEW, starting with Dynamite, where we saw Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's Championship against Ruby Soho without Saraya this time. Who knows why? I don't know. I like Shida's outfit here. The white stuff on her hair almost looked like a bride's veil. This was a fun match, kind of goofy at points. The circling roll-ups were fun, and then this one spot was just so Confucius. So here it is. Ruby exposed the corner pads to trick the referee to grab hairspray, to trick the referee with the Eddie Guerrero spot, to use the champion belt to trick the referee again, and use the wristband to choke her and hit Destination Unknown. So many tricking. And I'll be like, hell yeah, if that plan actually worked. If she actually picked up a win using that trickeries. But no, Shida kicked out, and that was complicated, too complicated for no reason. And the funnier thing is, the whole plan backfired on her as Ruby was pushed to the exposed turnbuckle herself later in the match, where she lost to Shida's Kitana. Again, fun match, but this match was like almost death of Ruby's finisher. Like Shida kicked out from the Destination Unknown, then she just like flat out ignored the no future, and even the apron to the floor no future failed. Like, where is Ruby gonna go from this, huh? I'll say stratified because it was fun, goofy, entertaining, but damn Ruby, like what's next for her? But also, this marks Shida defeating all members of the Outcasts. Thought it was supposed to be like a big deal? Nope, not at all. Not at all from AEW. On Rampage, we had a fatal four-way match for the #1 contendership. Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale, Anna Jay, and Abadon. And as you know by now, Halloween is Abadon's annual payday, their annual championship match, so we know that they're winning. And then we saw Toni Storm out of nowhere all show up in black and white to watch this match. Just because, no apparent storyline reason. I mean, it was nice to have her here, and she had this like guy hold up sign like clap, fight, almost like conducting the crowd to chant certain stuff, which was like pretty genius if you ask me, to integrate silent film era and get people riled up at the same time. This match, I really wish there were more backstage segments or interviews or some sort of like storyline developments from AEW Women's Division, because this match definitely lacked that. I want to know what's going on between the emo sisters Sky Blue and Willow. Like, are they on good terms? Do they even have some kind of alliance? Like, I'm so confused, and this match did nothing to explain that. And at the end of the match, we see Willow just drag out Sky to the outside and not even trying to break the pin. And then we saw Abadon break out from the Queenslayer attempt to hit Black Dahlia for the win. I'm just gonna say Confucius, because this was confusing as hell overall. Like, why was Toni clapping out for Abadon's win? What was she there for? And what's going on with Sky and Willow? So much there to explore, play with, but nothing. Is just like, it made me so frustrated watching this match. Then on Collision, we had AEW Women's Championship match, Hikaru Shida versus Abadon. And what kind of dress to impress match is this, with Shida wrestling in Ada Wong costume from Resident Evil, which was really cool. This actually wasn't a dress to impress match, but it was a Halloween no DQ match, and this was an overall cute match. When Abadon was hiding under the ring to spook Shida, I also really popped when Shida jumped off to the top rope with the broom on. Those are all really funny. And at the end, Shida strikes Abadon with the kendo stick to the head, followed by a knee strike, but Abadon kicks off. Shida then puts a big pumpkin on their head with crowd going crazy and finishes them off with a katana for the win. This was a fun Halloween match, really just that, stratified. I'm just gonna like it for what it is. It was just an entertaining match for Halloween, yes. And after the match, Toni Storm came out to lie down on the announcer table to eat I don't know, chocolate or something like that. I mean, I love me some Toni Storm, but what is this? What is the reason? Probably Toni versus Shida feud. But what we're really lacking is, again, the character development, storyline from the champion, which is just... yes. So that is it for this week's Women's Wrestling Weekly. Impact Wrestling this week was Bound for Glory reruns. I actually think until they finally relaunch as TNA in January, they will be doing these like mostly special programmings. So FYI, and make sure to check out my interview with TBS champion Chris Statlander, and other interviews will be slowly coming out. And you can find me at DSShin on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye!